Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy Fears. We're back with a small talk video, just a little palate cleanser to help us get back in the swing of things. Last month, by necessity, we had to be a little light on videos. Right now, we still have a week left of the current Conquest, but right now, you should be preparing for the next one. For the most part, this is the level of investment of the squads that I have been using to accomplish this current set of Conquest. A month ago, we had a viable series video where I broke it down a little bit more in detail. But what I emphasize on this channel is encouraging you guys to understand that Gear 11 in a lot of cases, augmented in the right ways with either the right characters or one or two relics, is going to be enough to accomplish a lot of the tasks that CG sets out for us. And this is something that we can be doing to prepare for the next set of Conquest feats. We need to be doing that right now because some of these characters and squads are going to take a little bit of time to prepare for. What we want to do is look at the current Conquest to determine any patterns so that we can start anticipating the rules that CG is going to be utilizing for the future set of feats and requirements. When we look at some of these event feats, we can see, for the most part, some of these are very thematic. Thematically, we're not going to be able to predict what CG is going to do. It could be related to Jabba. It could be related to different GL characters. It could be related to Andor or forthcoming content. The themes we can't figure out, but that's not the only items that are going to be determining how CG is going to plan out these future feats. What we've been seeing a lot of lately are feats related to recent marquee releases. All these droid-related feats are all made a ton easier by having sortie. Then obviously we have all the Inquisitorius-related feats. We're using the faction, getting purge, getting kills and defeats with those characters, all being related to those recent marquees. We've had 2 cycles of Conquest using droid requirements and Inquisitor requirements. I don't think we're going to get a third one. I think these characters are over. I've got R5 on these Inquisitors right now, but that was as of just this current month. The first 2 months I was dealing with Gear 11 Inquisitors to accomplish those feats. If you're not already working on the Rogue One, I would absolutely bet on this faction having feats related to it in the next set of Conquest starting next month. Admiral Raddus, Jyn, and Cassian being the most important. With Admiral Raddus, I would not be surprised at all to see feats related to the Spark of Rebellion buff, similar to how we have a feat right now related to Secret Intel. There is going to be a little bit of functionality with this buff here, getting that out onto the field a certain amount of times. The other faction you should be working on is the Hutt Cartel. Obviously, we've received 3 marquees from this faction, and 2 characters have received touch-up or reworks in addition to Jabba. I think it's possible that we get something related to My Kind of Scum. That would be a feat that is far easier if you have Jabba, but not impossible if you don't, just a ton more work. Thermal-related feats I would not be surprised by at all. You could accomplish those feats without the faction, just like you could beat the droid-related feats without sortie. It's just made a ton easier. Bosch makes those thermal feats way easier. Similar kind of functionality is what I would anticipate. I would also not be surprised at all to see landing a unique debuff like disarm a certain amount of time, just like with armor shred, landing those armor shreds a bunch, landing disarm X number of times using Curzantin would be a very sensible feat to anticipate for this next round as well. In addition to any of those feats, we're just get a number of kills with the specified faction, which for both Rogue One and Hutt Cartel is made infinitely easier by using the new characters. They're both fairly weak factions outside of the new character releases, where you're probably going to struggle if you're not using the marquee releases to beat the character, to accomplish those kinds of feats if they happen. And I'm not concerned about the lower star counts. You might have to rely on Sector 1, but it should still be accomplishable. What CG has tended to do is a lot of the bosses have been fairly easy, and you can accomplish you can grind out the feats on those sector bosses. Boss sectors like this one in Sector 2 have been a huge boon towards accomplishing feats with lower gear characters and unlocking Swallow in the minimum amount of conquests by getting that red crate. And with the Galactic Challenges, it's clear that CG has transitioned out of the Inquisitor era of Galaxy of Heroes and we've moved into the Hutt Cartel era. Being able to capitalize on these kinds of requirements is going to have compounding benefits for your roster. And I do want to mention Hondo since he was just released. I don't anticipate anything related to him to be part of the next set of 3 conquests, but a debuff, a unique locked debuff like Captive, I would not be surprised to see a feat related to that. I just would think it would happen closer to February than it happening in the next 3 months. Just like we've seen with Starkiller and Unaligned Force users, those also having a lot of feats related to them, I think we will absolutely see neutral faction related feats. This will just happen after Afra is active in game. Too soon for this would be my assumption. The chaos of September is over and I'm looking forward to getting back into rhythm over the coming month. We have the quarterly speculation video due any day now, and I will be working to get out some thoughts on some of the other recent releases I didn't have the time to do a full kit breakdown and analysis of. But thank you for watching. Be safe out there, everyone, and be excellent to each other. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.